Hey everybody, and welcome to Shark Jump Inc. I'm Corey.
I'm Shelby.
I'm Caleb.
I'm Dallas.
And we also have with us today our special guest, Andrew.
Hey guys.
Alright, so I know at the end of the War for the Planet of the Apes review, I said that we were going to have a TV recommendation video out today. We talked about it amongst ourselves, and we thought it would be a better idea to put out a Dunkirk review today, as opposed to Monday, so it would be more relevant to you guys, and you could catch that catch that this weekend and watch the review beforehand. Come back and watch the spoiler review. Yeah. But so we're gonna do the TV recommendation video on Monday instead. But to our point for today, Dunkirk, massive expectations all around, reviews coming out of everywhere, and it's got an amazing reception so far.
Yeah. Right.
But I think we're all around the same. We just saw it, and I think we're all around the same
range.
We're on the same wavelength. Mm-hmm. We're all around the same range. Anybody want to expand on that?
Right. So, just for example, I have the stats pulled up. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 94. Metacritic also gave it a 94. Rolling Stones gave it a 4 out of 4. Now on IMDb, it's 9.1 out of 10,
which is insane.
Which is insanely
freak numbers.
Fun fact: if that IMDb review stayed where it is, it's like the second highest rated movie of all time.
Right.
Like behind Shawshank.
And we could all agree that it's definitely not the best movie of all time.
Absolutely not. I think we can safely say that after seeing it, I don't think anybody thinks it's the greatest movie of all time.
However, though, it was a fantastic movie.
It was a great movie.
It was a really good movie.
Very good movie.
Just not these extreme standards.
If you go in managing your expectations, you will enjoy this movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, you have to watch it in IMAX. Yes.
I think that's almost necessary.
This is not a movie you can go see just regular in the theater. You need to go watch this in IMAX because honestly, this was a better experience than it was a movie.
Right.
One of the best movie experiences I've had just at any theater.
Right.
Technically, I'm not saying technically,
Yeah.
like technically, at a technical level, sound design, score, production design, this is one of the greatest movies I've ever seen on a technical level.
Yeah.
However, this is a problem with a lot of Nolan movies that I see. I have trouble connecting to it on an emotional level. He's a very cold director, in my opinion.
Yeah. But honestly, though, with this movie, it fits the tone because
war
is cold. It's not. I mean, it's an emotional when you're connected and there's a love story or family and everything. And you had this with the movie. There was a little bit of family in there, and you felt emotionally connected to the family in this movie.
Yeah.
The family, yes.
But each individual soldier, it was cold, and they were just trying to survive. And this movie. It wasn't so much a war movie. It was a survival movie, in a sense, just in a war setting.
Right.
It was definitely cold, but I think most Nolan movies are cold.
That's what I was saying.
There's not really any warm, but I think they're also made to be that way. There's not really any warmer aspects in any Nolan movie. I think Interstellar is probably the warmest with the family
with the whole message at the end.
Yeah.
Which I mean,
I haven't seen Interstellar, but I talked to you the other day about it. I feel really bad for DiCaprio's character in Inception. How rough he has it with his wife or his deceased wife.
Spoiling a
7-year-old
movie.
You should have seen it. It's very good.
But
Also, not the main
Dunkirk,
spoiler
guys.
about that.
I was going to say, we're not here. We'll review Nolan's movies down the line, pretty much. I guarantee it. But Dunkirk, though,
just Dunkirk.
It's mainly capturing an experience. It's not capturing. It's you don't go to this movie to learn about characters. It's capturing these people at this point in time. Is what this movie is doing.
It's saying that it was based on a true story, but it was definitely not a documentary.
You're not.
It was not a historical adaptation of anything really.
You're not getting to know these people as they were. You're getting to know the people that were reacting in the situation that they were in. If that makes any sense.
Very intense situation.
Oh yeah, very intense movie.
That was a very tense movie. One of the, I'd probably say on the level of this year, what would have been as tense, something like Baby Driver. If you had to put it up with that.
I felt like
completely different movie, but I do see where you're coming from.
I felt like War for the Planet of the Apes was more tense though. It had more of a tense vibe.
I would say War for the Planet of the Apes was intense.
It was.
There wasn't a single scene in this movie that I was relaxed. I was edge. Someone could die right now.
Right, and that's what I was saying when I was talking earlier about it. When I had that I wasn't emotionally, but I was scared.
Yeah, scared.
Honestly, I was scared the whole movie. Scared for the characters and because I felt like I was placed in the situation
That
like,
being
at
said,
hand.
we don't really follow any characters, so you're not really attached to the characters. We
Exactly.
follow more of the storylines. There's like 3 overarching storylines that are happening.
It's almost kind of like you're there with all of these characters,
Right,
and like
exactly.
not in the story.
And I feel like that was his goal. He wanted to put you like that. He wasn't trying to link you to a certain character. He was trying to put you in the story.
No, I agree. That was his intent. I just don't know. I'm a script kind of guy and I'm a character kind of guy, so maybe this movie wasn't really made for. Not to say that I didn't like it, but I'm not gonna like this movie as much as say like somebody who's more focused on effects
Or
and
story-driven or script-driven guy.
right.
Another thing, there was barely any dialogue in the
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
The first 7-8 minutes had none.
It's like this is not a movie to go see if you're looking for like great dialogue between characters because there's very little. Which, given the
Not a bad
situation, it fits. Like
Yeah.
everything about this movie knows what the movie is and completely understands that, and that's one of the great aspects of this movie. Like the movie knows itself perfectly.
Yeah. To sum up, before we get into spoilers in a
Yeah.
little bit,
Which there aren't many of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's just so we can kind of not dance vaguely around the
Right.
topics,
Just so we can go-
really
get
talk
more in depth.
about
But
it.
before we get into that, the performances were good pretty much all around.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy's always good. Mark Rylance he's the standout for me.
Harry
Styles
Styles was
was
surprisingly
very
good.
He was good.
He was very good.
He
I
had a
heard that
smaller role, but he was very good.
Nolan didn't even know that he was part of One Direction.
Yeah.
Right.
When he casted him. So it
This
was
was-
like,
honestly-
pure audition. He just got Batista bombed.
Honestly, like when I heard that, I was like, it gave me hope for his, for his role because I was like, well, he didn't just get it just because, like maybe he's got actual
He obviously did not from
poise
the
to
movie.
get it. Exactly.
But yeah, besides the performances, Nolan of course knows how to direct these kind of scenes. Little to no CGI in the movie. I
Yeah.
noticed.
I would say you said earlier that they
Every-
didn't use any, right?
Every aerial
And then-
scene was...
In the aerial
okay,
scenes.
not
Yeah,
for
the
the
aerial
aerials because
which are great.
Yes,
I
the
love
aerial
all
scenes
the
are
air
great.
combat and everything.
Yes, the planes. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
but yeah, that was all done.
What about that?
That was all done in camera. They strapped like a camera to a helicopter and followed the planes, and then they had some shots that were on the planes.
Yeah.
Right,
Like you could tell it was like on the nose of it when it was trying
Yeah,
to fire
yeah.
or whatever.
Right. Negatives about this movie. I have maybe like 1 or 2 minor negatives. It's not rewatchable, I don't think.
It's definitely not.
You go for the
You
experience.
have to have the IMAX experience.
I
like we
agree.
said.
I
Definitely.
think you need the experience. I don't think this movie's going to be as good on DVD rewatch.
Right.
in
And
your
all-
living room or
and-
whatever.
Boy, let me stream it on Netflix.
Yeah, on my smartphone.
Ah.
Yeah.
Laying in bed, something like
And
that.
I also have one more. It did not live up to the hype, which could be to its detriment. People might go in there expecting more than they get.
I think if you manage your expectations, you're gonna like this movie. It's a very well made movie.
Yes.
It's just not up to the lofty expectations that are currently.
Like we
set
said,
for
it's
it.
not a 94.
And it's also
Yeah.
not a 2.5 hour slog where you're just checking your watch to see if it's over. It's a very well paced.
Yeah, it
movie.
paces
It's a
itself very
brisk
well.
war movie.
Yeah,
Or
it's 1 hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah,
that was it.
Something
About
like
that?
that.
You want to talk about the score?
The score was amazing. I think we'll get a little bit more in detail with that, talking about specific scenes in the spoiler review. So if it's okay with you guys,
Yeah,
we can wrap it up and
Yeah.
get into there.
Yeah, that's
Let's do
fine.
that. Sounds like a plan.
So, okay, so if you want to see the movie this weekend and don't want to be spoiled, or even down the line, if you're watching this down the line and don't want to be spoiled, check out right now. Come back Monday and we'll have a Shark Jump TV recommendation video for you.
So there's not really a whole lot of depth in this movie.
No, surprisingly
No,
not.
yeah.
There's
Not like character depth.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
there's a lot
there's
of like just
like
other
there's
characters
overall
getting
depth where
blown
there's
up, yeah.
bombs and the
Fire.
pilot like
Yeah,
fighting
oh,
air
gosh.
fighting, but none of like the actual like characters that you see in the movie really
Right.
die.
Even the
Other than the boy on the boat, what was his name?
the I'm talking about the
The
little,
young
boy.
young boy, the
17.
George,
Yeah.
George or Greg sounds
George.
right.
Yeah.
Just
George.
George.
his
George.
death and the Frank
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
boat when he drowned.
And the pilot, Tom
Yeah.
Hardy's character, dying.
He doesn't act.
It's kind of
It's
Well,
implied that
dying,
he's gonna
yeah.
die.
Either that or he's a
He's-
POW.
Yeah.
Right, he's captured at the end.
I don't know which one's worse. Haha. Yeah, but
Well,
so
that and,
I don't know if that's a
and
ha-ha
then-
moment.
Yeah, that and that one guy on the boat who does get burned to death.
right,
Yeah.
yeah, and the oil.
You do like know who he is.
And you don't know
Right,
that's
vaguely.
a main-ish character until you actually see the other characters.
See, I did though. Like
yeah, you
I could tell that they were trying to be like, oh, is it this character? But like I could tell it was the other one that was on the boat with them.
Right.
I thought the score was okay. They had
He's
different
just
opinions.
wrong.
I thought the score
Okay.
was fantastic.
I thought the
The
score was
score
okay.
you hear in the trailers, like the tick, 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 I think that's used very, very well. But there's also a lot of like big emotional swells.
Yeah.
You talked earlier about like
Yeah.
the boats.
Towards the end of the
Toward the
movie,
end.
they have all like the fishermen's boats are coming in, and you just hear like the music like building up as like they turn and see it, and the not general, what was he?
He's a captain.
Kenneth Branagh?
Captain.
Yeah,
The guy on the
captain?
pier?
Yeah,
I think he was the captain of the
yeah. So
Captain or
captain,
commander.
yeah, he like kind of like has like welling up in his eyes. He's like, it's home because like they're finally being saved.
I believe he said hope.
One of the
Hope.
no, he said
I think he
home.
said home.
No, he
because
said
they
home
keep talking
because
about
of-
like it's.
I could.
No, I know he's saying
that.
like right there, but when he looked in the binoculars,
No, he says home.
Does he say? Oh, I thought he said hope.
No, because the entire it's one of my favorite things in the movie.
Yeah.
Is basically they're across the sea.
They're literally
They
like
can-
right there.
They literally
can't see
say
it.
you can almost see it,
Yeah,
and that's just and it's how desperate they are to just get
there.
they're that
To
close.
get back.
Right.
So that's one of my
Well,
favorite
yeah,
things in the movie.
the Germans are invading, and it's the British and the French
Right.
on the other side of the English Channel. So when they say home, they mean England, and someone swam across the English Channel before, so it's not a big span of water at all. So it's.
I mean, it is, but that's why
It's
it was
big
such
in
an
It is a
itself.
feat
It's
to
an
run.
incredible feat that somebody
it
swam
is,
across.
but it's not
But what
big
he's
in
saying-
comparison to like an ocean.
What he's
or-
saying is
Right.
it's not like if you're trying to get from Maine to
Ireland.
London or
Yeah.
something.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're on a different scale.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
Florida
distance
thrives.
was,
You're
you
right,
know.
but I mean, like I was gonna.
No, I know
yeah.
what you're saying.
Right, but I think, like I was saying, the score was okay. I think it did the swelling, the big emotional swell, but it did that over and over again. It kind of repeated itself
I
in that way.
disagree.
yeah. Also.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was a little different each time.
See, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it seemed like the further it got on, the more it just amplified and intensified.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Because also it was like more tense as
Exactly,
the moments got
right.
more on.
But I also would say that the swell was over epic. I don't know what the word is. I think they made some scenes more epic than they needed to be. Not the ending scene. I think the ending scene was perfect because that was the tie-in of everything where the boats were coming in and the people were being saved. I think that was well put. But I think every other one before that was a little bit off. I feel like they don't agree with me.
Yes, I think
I
it's
don't know.
epic enough.
No, I really don't because it's like that was
It's
World
war.
War II.
Yeah,
like,
it's
that was
war.
the
Right.
whole thing was epic. It was an epic war.
Okay. I don't think we're gonna get him to agree with us, and he's not gonna get all four of us to agree with him.
No, I know. I just wanted to
we were
I just wanted to
right.
put my
yes.
piece in.
We're right, but I think we should talk about some of the specific sequences of the
Specific.
movie that you like
Oh, I
or
love
disliked.
like Tom Hardy's character has like just some awesome moments throughout the
Yeah,
He's
movie.
very
and
like,
he has
just a follow through.
yeah, he was probably my favorite or second favorite character. There's the dad of the family.
He's my favorite.
Yeah, that I also really liked. He had the most of a character out of
Right.
everyone.
right.
And he was like the one you could kind of like
Attached to.
exactly.
I think he almost had the most lines in the movie.
He definitely
Because
had
I
those
definitely-
lines.
Tom
I
Hardy had like 3 lines.
I was gonna say either him or Harry Styles after a while, because Harry Styles started talking a little bit like
He
for the
was
middle.
a chatter. Yeah.
Yeah,
I started to fear for
Kenneth
the
Branagh,
family on the boat
I don't know.
You know?
He had a good-
Yeah.
because you kept seeing boats sink, and I was worried that they're gonna get all the way there and like their boat sink
Yeah.
or something, but they didn't.
Yeah, but anyway, he has this one moment, Tom Hardy, at the end of the movie when there's a plane like dive bombing at all the men on like the pier and the beach, and they're just like terrified, and the captain just like kind of accepts death. He's kind of like
He
closes his
Just
eyes.
he's looking death in the face.
Yeah, and he like just stares at it. And he's like closes his eyes and he's ready for it, and then you just hear gunfire and then it crash. And Tom
was-
Hardy's character just like swoops through.
And
Right,
Tom
and
Hardy's
His
his
plane had
character-
just run out of fuel also, and he
Right.
like just coasted past them, like looped around and shot it down.
And he knew he was going to run out of fuel
Yeah.
because he didn't have enough to make it back home in time. And so he
Yeah.
turned around and kept fighting at Dunkirk.
Yeah,
He basically made the choice to either turn back before I run out of fuel or keep fighting and save
Exactly.
everybody. And it ultimately it cost him his life,
Mhm.
but he accomplished his mission.
Implied.
And it was implied. But that's what made his character so respectable and so loved.
And the reason why we keep saying implied is that in the final shots of the movie,
Yeah.
Tom Hardy's character lands on the beach in his plane,
destroys his plane,
Sets it on
destroys his
fire.
plane, sets it on fire, and then
show up and
Germans capture him.
arrest him.
Yeah,
Capture him.
At
Capture
gunpoint.
him.
I mean, he kind of surrendered it. Like it was like
he just
was
accepted it.
He knew what was gonna happen.
My favorite points of the movie were they were kind of intertwined with each other. Is the scene where they're all in the boat? It's also in the trailer. They're all in the boat and they're all trying to stay quiet because like the Germans are using their boat.
Boat is target
Target
practice, and they
practice.
keep shooting the boat.
And they keep shooting the boat, so they're trying to like dodge bullets while also not trying to let them know that they're in there. But also intertwined with that, when the guy that was flying with Tom Hardy crashes in, and he cannot get the his
he can't get it
cockpit
open. And he's
just trying to trust on top of it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And that was really claustrophobic too.
Yeah.
It was. I
made
would
me
have freaked
tense
out
up
in this
a bit.
situation.
Yeah, and the water was rising, and it wasn't like he had time. It was like the water was rising, and he was freaking out.
Yeah, so at the
Right.
very end, he was completely under, and he was kind of like, "Oh, well, I guess this is it." And
For the
then the
son
family
to
just
say-
busts open. And I was like, "There you go."
Ex
Helps him
machina.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's another interesting thing with the movie is how, like, and you don't catch it at first, but it's in different times.
Yes.
These scenes are
Yeah,
happening.
that is one thing that was weird about it.
But once you get the
But
hang of
yeah,
it,
but
it's very unique and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it does have these
Because,
really like cool payoff scenes.
and
with-
you see an end picture and then you see everything setting it
Yeah.
up. Like,
Yeah.
all right, so you saw the pilot crash
Mhm.
earlier, and then you see like the
His
boat, the
perspective,
family on the
yeah.
boat,
Right.
where they're like, the planes are coming, and then he shoots
Yeah.
him down, and then he gets shot down, and he breaks out, and they save him.
Right.
Like, you get the whole. And I thought that was really
yeah,
cool.
just that whole part with like the pilots and like the family, like that whole scene that was connected, and also the soldiers that were in the boat, like just how it all was connected right there was a really
Right.
cool moment. Like it
Right.
all tied in right there. But there were points where it's like, okay, is this happening when this is happening?
Right.
Or did
yeah.
this happen earlier? Like it was a little confusing at points, but there was still like
But right,
good
once they all got
payoffs,
connected,
yeah.
you're like, okay, I see it. And I guess that'd be the only reason, not like the only reason, because I mean, it was a good movie, but
Yeah.
if I was to rewatch it, it would be something like catch all the earlier clues to be like, okay, now I
Yeah.
see where this is happening and this is happening.
before, what I was going to say before Dallas interrupted me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My
bad.
Yeah. I was going to say that my favorite scene was right before Corey's. It was the most tense scene of the movie, in my opinion. They're in the boat hiding from the Germans because this boat is beached in low tide, and it's right outside of their jurisdiction. It's right inside the German fort or whatever, and they're hiding from the Germans, waiting for the tide to come in so they could escape on the boat. And the owner of the boat is walking on the upper deck, and they're all below deck, and they hear him. They're like, "Oh, it's a German. They're
Right.
searching the boat. They're going to get me." And so it had a very tense moment where they're all being as quiet as they can, pulling up their guns,
Yeah.
aiming for the door. And as soon as one foot lands inside the stairs to go below deck,
Jerk
they
him
grab his
down.
legs, throw him down, and they realize it's not a German.
yeah.
Right.
And so you're like, "Whew," and then a bullet fires them. And you're
Yeah.
like, "Oh gosh, the
Yeah.
Germans are shooting at the boat. I don't know why." And then
Right.
they
Find out
realize
it's
it's
a
target
target
practice, and it goes into Corey's scene. But I think that was the most tense scene in the movie, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Pretty cool.
I think we can all agree that this was a very intense and also a very good and possibly great movie. It just doesn't, maybe you should adjust your expectations going in with all the buzz and hoopla going
Right.
coming just around this movie. Adjust your expectations, and I think we
Yes, and also definitely see it in IMAX.
see it in IMAX.
Cannot
If you
stress
can-
that
if
enough.
you
IMAX,
can
It's
see
an
it in
IMAX must.
If you could see it in IMAX, go see it in IMAX. If there's one movie that you see this year in IMAX, make it Dunkirk. I'll say that right now.
If there's one movie you just see like in general in theaters, make sure it's Dunkirk and IMAX.
Because it may not be as good on DVD.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Probably won't
It
be.
definitely will not be as good in DVD.
I think we're ready to go ahead and start scoring it now.
Right.
So,
Okay.
You want to go first?
Sure. Like I've said, well, maybe I didn't say this in this video. It's very tense, epic, but it also has lots of, quiet, subtle moments. It's kind of like an already blockbuster of sorts. It's an art film and a blockbuster.
It's sort of an
Kind of
experimental war film, kind of.
Yeah.
Something we kind of never really seen before.
Yeah. So it's unique, but like they've all said, it's not. We don't think it's necessarily the masterpiece that a lot of people saying that it was. But it's still a film you should definitely check out. I'll give it an 8.8.
8.8.
I also thoroughly enjoyed it. And my expectations were higher going into it because I was like, wow, like at the time when we went in, it was a 97 on Metacritic, and so I was like, this is
It's gone down since we come out.
Yeah,
It dropped 3
yeah.
points after the first showing.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like, still, I very much enjoyed it. But I was still also able to like, not like I kind of like was thinking, I'm like, okay, Caleb, like, don't overhype this. Like, it's happened before. Like, don't do it. And so but I still walked out, and like just in the middle of watching it, I was like, I very much enjoy this. Not 97, but so all in all, I'd have to say it's probably like 8.6. I'll give it. Thoroughly enjoy it. Great IMAX experience.
Yeah, to piggyback on what I said earlier, it left me a little bit emotionally cold but that's kind of how he directs, and that's kind of how I feel coming out of a lot of his movies. But it's still an amazing technical achievement. And that kind of puts this movie over the bar for me. And not to mention, it's just very well directed and very well paced and just intense throughout. So I'm about with you. I'm at an 8.8. So I don't know if I'll see this movie again. I wouldn't put it past me. I don't know if it's going to be as good the second time, but I may or may not see this movie again. We'll see.
I mean, yeah, like all these guys have said, the movie was overhyped, which it has some backing to that. I think a lot of that came from the experience. People went in and they saw it and they just left the movie and they were in awe because it truly is it's an awesome experience. But the movie is less than the experience. So I could see giving it a 97 based off of that. But like purely the movie and its quality, it was amazing. But I mean, it's not a 90. I'm going to go with an 8.7.
Right. I guess I'm going to wrap things up. I agree with Caleb, whereas 8.6 is a good one. But I say 8.6 if in IMAX, which we did see it in.
Yeah.
Right.
If not in IMAX, I would probably give it an 8.2, 8.1. So I'm about average those out and give it an 8.4. Just average
Right.
around
You
everything.
get like some leeway with it.
You
Right.
think that if we saw this movie just in theaters, it would have dulled the experience
Right, for
for you?
100%. Because
I
of
agree
all the
with that as
sounds and like the intensity of all the gunshots, it
Right.
just made the whole experience more immersive.
It reminds me a lot of, this might be a controversial statement to some people, but it reminds me of like Gravity, which came out a few years ago, which was not the same, not in IMAX or
Right.
like the theater.
I agree
or
with
something
you.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so that's about going to wrap us up.
Definitely a must see in IMAX.
Yes.
Definitely. But yeah, that's going to wrap us up for today. We have a new studio. Forgot to point that out at the beginning of the video. Did some work back here, and but that is going to be it for this video. So check us back out on Monday. We'll have some recommendations. Like and subscribe this video. Like this video. Subscribe to the channel. Watch some of the other videos. Share it to your friends. Help us grow.
Yes.
Help us make an even better studio than this one. All right. But as for right now, goodbye. Have a nice day. Go see Dunkirk in IMAX.
Yes.